Hello, viewers! Welcome back to Will It Cat! We are zeroing in on, the end of the high rank campaign, kinda, caveat, star, asterisk. There's
Citation
there's
needed.
Citation needed, there we go, that's a good way of putting it. But, we're gonna do the last key quest today. This is it.
Excellent.
Shigeru Magala, that's it. That's the last key quest.
Shaggy Miyamoto.
Shaggy Miyamoto. We have Cervantes today as our lead prowler because Adept is useful no matter what you're fighting. And our cat helpers are Isabelle and Zhuge Niang. Zhuge Niang, I finished rolling up his skills and stuff, so he's ready to be a helpful buddy.
Excellent.
That was your request.
I know. I'm struggling to remember anything I might have vaguely learned from Dynasty Warriors. Oh no, I'm losing it all.
Well, all I know is you wanted me to make him a support cat because we thought a tactician would be a support cat.
Yeah.
Oh, I stopped in front of the bed over there. The bed is an important feature in this place. Because, this is one of those, you have to fight the monster in an arena, and you can't leave once you go in.
Yeah, you need Farcaster.
But there is a bed, and yes, Farcaster is a thing that exists, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, here he is. We've fought this thing before. This is just the high rank version.
Yeah, he big, he shiny, he gonna die.
He's very neat. I like him. Oh, there we go. Nice little stomp there. And Adept. So, this guy. I didn't detect much of a difference in his moveset for high rank versus low rank. I think he's mostly up to the same shenanigans.
Yeah, it's been a while. I honestly don't recall if...
Yeah, it did not feel that different.
Did low-rank Shigeru Magala do that thing where he fires behind you and then it shoots forward?
I am not sure. One move that he kept doing that kept catching me is I would be behind him and then he would spin and then whack me. I'm not sure if he's whacking me with his tail or his wing arm, but I never expected it to happen and it got me every time.
Yeah, it could be a full body hitbox thing, too.
It really could, and I thought it was rude, because usually, I can stay behind the monster and be relatively safe and tuck the boomerang. But no, this guy decided to be a rude piece of shit. He's rude.
Well, on the off chance the attack I mentioned is new, I'll just explain it.
Sure.
He can fire, a Dark Frenzy goop up in an arc over you and behind you, and the way you track where it's going to shoot is it kind of, has these little trails that you can see on screen right now. Those little...
Oh,
yeah. Those little trails point at where it's going to fire.
Okay. I don't remember if the low-rank one did that, but it is a noteworthy attack that is worth pointing out and explaining regardless.
Yeah.
Because it's nifty. It's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that's a good look at it right there.
Yeah, there you go. There, yep. Yep. And reminder, this is one of the 2 monsters in the game that can inflict a frenzy status.
Yeah.
And that's that purple gauge that's under Cervantes' name right now. If it fills up, you get a debuff, but if you smack the monster enough before it fills up, you get an affinity bonus.
I forget what the debuff is. It's bad.
Eating an acorn instantly? That seems like a good debuff.
I don't think that's the debuff.
I think it's defense down, for real.
Yeah, it's either defense down or it does something to your elemental No, it can't be. It must be defense down, you're right.
You don't want it to happen because monsters do enough damage to you as is, and defense down is bad times.
Yeah. Also, when you said it was the one of the 2 only monsters to inflict frenzy, I had to stop and process it for a second.
Yeah, because the other one is the edgelord, right?
Yeah, Gore Magala.
Gore Magala, yeah. I think those are the only 2 monsters in this game that can do that.
Well, you see, my problem is in For You, the post game. The post game. Frenzy got applied to every monster,
It did.
and so
In fact-
that's what gave me pause, because I was trying to think.
Pause.
I was trying to consider whether Gen U also did the help this monster is frenzied.
No, it doesn't do frenzied normal monsters like For You does. There is an extra condition that gets applied to monsters in
Yeah.
this game. Now, and I'm not sure if that condition appears in the single player, because I sure as heck have not encountered one with that descriptor yet. And we're kind of getting to the end of the story here.
Yeah, I think it might be, maybe not G rank only, but definitely multiplayer only.
Okay, so assuming this multiplayer only, maybe we can assume that.
I don't see
um,
any reason
yeah.
not to talk
Yeah.
about it.
It's called the hyper condition.
Hyper, that's what it was.
It's-
okay.
It's kind of an extra. It's like high rank monster or G rank monster plus plus. It's an extra layer that gets added on top of a monster, and hyper monsters get their own set of equipment too. Farcat stirring because I was taking a beating and it was either have enough gauge to renew the boomerangs and possibly double cart, or get the hell out and refill the acorns. I chose get the hell out.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, hyper monsters have their own set of equipment. So you get the high rank version of the monster and then the high rank hyper version. G rank goes the same way. G rank monster equipment and then hyper G rank. Now, a lot of the hyper G rank monster equipments are best in class for cats, at least, of that weapon type. So these are definitely monsters that you want to fight and you want to get their stuff.
Yeah, human hunter weapons probably, like the hyper stuff is probably the end of the upgrade trees, I would imagine.
Yes, and a lot of the coolest and most interesting cat gear uses hyper scraps, which can be refined from any hyper bit that's dropped from a monster. Like the D'Artagnan outfit, for example, that takes hyper scraps.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bummer because that armor is really cool looking and I can't make it because we have not fought any hyper monsters. Now, the thing mechanically with hyper monsters is they'll have this black glowing thing somewhere on their body, like on their head or on their tail or something.
The memories
matter?
are flooding back.
Yes, the memories are flooded back. I'm sorry, Liquidy. So, that part, when it's hyperized like that, it'll make a noise when the monster attacks, but it'll make this, like, swishing noise. And if you get hit with that, it hurts a lot. But, on the other end of it, if you are a cat and you attack that part, you get a lot more gauge.
And you also just deal more damage in general to that
Yes.
powered up body part.
Yes, so it's a weak spot and also a more powerful part. So high risk, high rewards to be in the general time zone of the hyper part.
Yeah.
They are worth fighting though, because like I said, you can get the best, basically some of the best equipment out of it. So it's something you definitely want to do. But they're a pain in the ass, man.
They're very bad.
Usually hyper monsters have a lot more health, so they take longer to go down, and they hit like trucks.
And that's even, like, discounting the powered up body parts. Like, even the regular attacks are stronger.
Yeah, and thank one saving grace, Elder Dragons cannot be hyper. Thank God.
Nobody gave Elder Dragons a whole package of pixie sticks. We're good.
No, we're good, but you can still get, I think you can still get, like, Hyper Ray Chang, for example, which is just...
I mean, to be fair, nobody willingly gave Rajang an entire crate of pixie sticks. He acquired them himself.
I hope not, Jesus. But, yeah, you can have Hyper Devil Joe also, for instance, so that's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you get a Hyper Devil Joe with his face as a hyper spot, and then he does, like, Dragon Breath, and... No.
Yeah,
No.
I hope you brought your Adept. Jeez.
No.
But yeah, so that's a thing that can happen.
No.
Oh, you know what? There is some hyper shenanigans in the single player, in the very, very ass end of it. I just remembered.
Oh yeah.
But I think talking about the mechanics isn't so bad.
Yeah,
you know.
it's fine. I mean, we needed
Yeah.
something to fill this video, right?
Because Shaggy Magala is not gonna offer much different than what we've already seen. I got to show off Farcaster, that was cool.
Yeah. This large
So,
man does
yeah.
not have enough going on for him. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dude.
Yes, when I Farcastered back to camp, you know, the fact that there's a bed there is significant because you can Farcaster and then refill your acorns, which is nice. Now, some of these arenas of this type do not have a bed, and they're rude, and I don't like them.
Those are...
This may or may not come into play if I decide to whip out my own personal endgame file for this game to show off the really bullshit stuff. We will see if I've beaten it once. I have the proof, but can I do it again? And can I do it again whilst recording? Is the thing.
Yeah.
And do I want to? I'm gonna have to do some soul searching on that one.
Ooh, get him!
Yeah, we're getting them. I did not get the tail cut, unfortunately. It's just not something I'm prepared to really go for on a boy of this size.
That's entirely fair. Oh.
We are using the Valstrax sword, though. It's a nifty sword. Love the noises it makes.
So I could not actually remember the like it's called Hyper Monsters, and I couldn't remember that it was Hyper. My mind was pulling up the word Apex, which is another 4U thing. Oh fuck.
You know what? That sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't remember if I ever fought an Apex thing for you. I kind of petered out early G rank in that game.
I'm going to tell you something, and you're probably going to agree. You might have tried it once and then gave up on it because what the fuck?
Probably.
Apex monsters, to my memory, were a special type of Super Frenzy monster. Your attacks would bounce on them forever unless you made use of a very specific item that...
The Y-Stone.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to use the Y-Stone, which recharges on a cooldown, and it lasts for like 10 seconds, 30 seconds maybe?
Jesus.
When it's applied to your weapon, you have that much time to hit the monster enough to knock them out of Apex Frenzy mode so you can hurt them without the Y-Stone applied to your weapon.
Yeah, you know, I think the quest that I gave up on in 4U was the quest where you first got that thing. It was a Bracky. A frenzied Bracky. Possibly a Apex one. It was bullshit. I hated it.
Yeah, in my opinion, it was not a fun mechanic.
No, I would agree on that one. Oof. Swoop down on me and acorn me. Look. This is a big deal for real monster here.
Yeah.
And high rank, okay? The acorns are gonna happen, I'm sorry. Like, I have not I ain't carded yet, but
Oh.
yeah, you know, one good thing about taking a hit like that, getting damage gives you gauge.
And you have more than enough for your Farcaster.
Sure do.
You just have to make a run for it, or that works too.
Oh, a double, fortunately. When you use Farcaster, you're invincible for the entire animation.
Oh, okay.
So you don't even have to worry about it. All you gotta do is fire it off and you're good.
Oh, not bad.
It does mean that you probably don't have enough gauge to recharge the boomerangs, though, which can get annoying. Better than current.
Yeah, regular boomerangs are better than oops, one card.
Yeah. You know, one thing I had difficulty in this fight was keeping enough gauge for an emergency Farcaster and then also being able to charge my boomerangs. But, you know, that's gauge management. That is basically Prowler 101 right there.
Yeah.
But it was something I had particular difficulty with on this guy that I don't normally have a problem with. You know, that being because I can't just run away. If I run out of acorns, I have to whoop out.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So, 66 episodes in, and I haven't actually noticed, when you're using your piercing boomerangs, do the repeated hits individually give you more meter? Or are you
That is a good question.
still relying on the single hits?
That's a good question. I know, like, the piercing hits, they damage multiple times.
Yeah, but
I want to say they probably build your gauge faster, too. I haven't noticed. Because I usually have them charged, so I don't have much comparison shot of how much gauge I get per swing
yeah.
when charged and not charged, because I don't spend much time not charged. And, if you read my Prowler build guide, you would note that one of the skills I recommended a bombing cat to have is Counter Boost. That's the skill that increases the amount of gauge you gain when you get hit.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because if you whiff your adept dodge and take a shot to the chin, hey, more gauge! So that's why I recommended that skill on the adept cats. Chances are, if you've just taken a hit and charged with the counter boost, you're probably gonna need that gauge to do something.
Yeah.
And he's fallen down an awful lot. I reckon he's probably almost dead.
Yeah, he might be close.
He's hurt. But we're putting the hurt on. We're doing fine. We've eaten a few acorns here, but we're doing fine. I would say. You take some licks, you dish some out. This is Monster Hunter.
I'm watching the meter, and I don't see any additional meter adds from the piercing hits. Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing 2 increases as each boomerang.
Yeah.
One per
and
boomerang.
So maybe it only counts the one, but still the damage increase is.
Yeah, it's
so,
it's
there's
still.
other reasons. Yeah.
It's
and
just
depending on which support bias you are, you can get a lot of gauge for flinging those ranks.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether piercing is bonkers good or just really good. Like, imagine the extra utility of just, hello, I am now a gauge machine.
If you want to be a gauge machine, the Gathering Cat and the Heal Cat are right there.
Yeah, but they don't get sick nasty dodges.
They don't get sick nasty dodges, I know. And the sick nasty dodges are important, and that's why I favor the adept cats. Because that's fun. You can matrix shit and drop bombs behind you. How cool is that?
Yeah,
right?
Gathering and healing cats don't get to go buck wild with their claws out.
Yes.
Oh, nice, good.
Yeah. That was just an explosion. That was me. I accept full blame for that one. I just ran right over this exploded bit, and hey, the exploded bits explode. How about that? What a concept, huh? Look, this is a dragon. This is a for real dragon. And these things are dangerous, and I'm just a tiny cat.
I'm just imagining you having gone, ooh, shiny, and then it exploded.
Yeah. That could be it, or it could be I just wasn't paying enough attention. I'm gonna go with not paying attention, because you know me. You know how my brain works. It's like, What's going on? Hey guys. Shaggy Magala is not a monster I would say I'm really good at fighting. I've kind of figured him out, and I can handle him, but I don't chump him, I would say. Yeah.
You're never really.
He's still hard.
You're never really required to fight him as much as you are any other given monster, really.
Not really. He kind of holds the place of your last boss for low rank and high rank.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep. It's okay. We got gauge for soothing roll. Oh, one thing I was wondering while I was fighting him is Elder Seal of any stripe a thing in this game?
No.
No. Because I wonder that because Shaggy Magal, eventually he'll go into, like, super mode, and everything will get all dark.
Yeah, no, that's
Has that happened in this fight?
not yet.
Why I ask is, I didn't notice it happening.
Or
and I'm
actually,
using a dragon weapon, and I wondered if I was somehow keeping him from doing that.
actually, no, I think it has happened. Every time he's like flown up into the sky and done that big like spherical explosion, I think that was what was going down.
Alright, so it just doesn't last very long. I thought that
Yeah.
he would do that, and then it would stay dark for a while, and he would be like dark powered up mode for a while, and then stop, kind of like Gore Magala does. But maybe he just doesn't do that.
It's a harder tell on him, you know, given how his feelers are now just permanently hardened horns.
Right, yeah. So he's just kind of always like that, I guess, because he's an adult and not...
Yeah. He's a
Just more
big boy.
teenager.
He's a big
big-
boy with big boy horns.
Big boy, and big boy wings. He doesn't just, like, fold them over his back like a vampire cape. I like the Edgelord Dragon, he's cute.
He's not embarrassed of how his body's changing anymore.
No, he got over that. Isabella's doing the fancy dance, so we can soothing roll for free. Ain't that nice? That's a go fight win. She does the cheerleader pom-poms, and then soothing roll is free.
You know, I wonder why she never talks about that during her daily broadcasts. It's always what she's watching on TV or her crosswords.
Yeah, all I can conclude from Isabel's morning announcements is, damn girl, you watch a lot of TV.
It's like no chatter about her previous experiences with cheerleading or
Nope.
Or-
fighting monsters,
yeah.
or killing demons with the Doom guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, none of that. You'd think she'd talk about that, because, you know, that's a significant experience in her life.
Oh no, you're
It's
good.
okay. We were soothing roll. He wasn't going to get us anyway. Soothing roll is another move that grants you invincibility for the entire duration,
Ah, okay.
which is nice. It's a good panic button move. Like, you see a monster about to wind up for something and you don't think you can dodge it. Soothing roll. It's fine. Everything's fine. There's a few things you can do in such a situation. Soothing roll would be like my nuclear option, because it takes gauge, you know.
Yeah.
If you got time, you can burrow. Yeah, okay, there he's doing the thing and roaring and throwing up the Nova, and yeah, so.
Yeah, I
I
think
guess I was
this is
expecting more out of that. I don't know.
this is definitely just his superpower mode because he's making all of these mines appear. And...
That must be it. Dragon is still his primary weakness, though, so you want to bring a dragon weapon regardless.
Yeah.
And since we are bombing cat here, you definitely want to load up on the elemental weakness to maximize your damage. It's not like the defense cat where the paralysis arguably could be more useful because you're tankier. Nah, go all in on the damage. I say. And explosions.
Oh, I thought you were too close. Ooh.
Nah, we're fine. We're doing fine. This guy's gotta be nearly dead. We're doing fine. I know I said that 5 minutes ago, but you know.
Yeah. And you're gonna say it in another 5 minutes.
He a beefy boy. He has a lot of health.
He is big.
We're doing fine. Regardless, we're doing fine. We're not gonna lose. We are going to kill him. We are going to be still standing, and he is going to be dead. This is the important thing. Right. Yes, your confidence is overwhelming.
Let's see.
And you know, Sorry, go ahead.
Have we... Jeez, this guy, his fights are so few and far between that I don't know if we talked about, like, his like, frenzy blasts in front of him when he's doing the big ones.
Possibly. You can mention it again. Doesn't hurt to retread.
But he's got a fixed way he does those explosions. When he's doing the big blasts, he'll do that horizontal set, and then the set that goes like straight forward in the line. He never changes that up. So if you recognize the blast incoming, you know exactly where to go.
That would require me being more observant than I am. But yes, a player who is more observant than I am could figure that out. I tend to be a lot more reactive when I play this game.
Yeah.
I don't tend to predict terribly well.
I mean, it's still it's still like reactions. It's just being able to words. Help.
Recognizing what he's about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that I struggle with in this game, just in general, is paying attention to the subtle differences in a monster's animation that tells me exactly what attack they're about to do.
Yeah. Like, one of the big tenets of Monster Hunter, positioning.
And depending on your weapon, a lot more important for some weapons than others. Not so much with the cat, so that could be why I am not as good at predicting what a monster is about to do, because cat doesn't care too much about positioning.
Yeah.
You can just kind of point in the monster's general direction and keep flinging.
If you forced yourself to get familiar with Greatsword, that's when you would be like, aw shit, positioning.
Yeah.
Aw shit,
Aha,
dead Shaggy.
Yeah. No. And I mentioned last time the Greatsword being, in particular, a weapon where you have to learn that shit, because you cannot be reactive with the Greatsword. It just does not work.
Yeah.
And that's a weapon I have not tried. But I know plenty of people who use Greatsword and do it well, so I know it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, plus there's that famous YouTube video with someone playing, some song, I don't remember, but it or some voice clip of someone yelling "Gotcha, bitch" and like clipping their microphone real bad.
Yeah. That's the Greatsword in a nutshell. Is gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, if you have not seen the YouTube clip I'm talking about, if you're not familiar with it, basically this guy just kind of charges his greatsword at empty space, and then the monster leaps into it, and they just land a fully charged hit, and
Yep.
And it just repeats ad nauseum for the rest of the video, where they run over to a different empty spot and do a full charge again.
And you know, the high-level greatsword players know where a monster is gonna land after an attack and charge a hit at that spot and unleash it at that spot. And that is not something that currently I can do. That is utter voodoo to me.
Yeah, it's weird. That's not something I can do.
High-level play kind of thing. Now, so Shaggy Magala took us about 25 minutes. Not so bad, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And we still have Prowler quests in this rank, because of course we have Prowler quests in this rank. Why would they go away in rank 10? So, we're gonna do a Prowler quest that has us fight not one, but two large monsters.
Ooh.
And actually kill them. Are you shocked? It's a Lagombi and a Geodrome, so don't get too excited.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Okay.
Yeah, rank 10, and they're like, oh, you think you can handle Lagombi and Geodrome at the same time? And I'm like, how about eat your entire ass? The speed-up music I chose for this, because naturally there's speed-up music. This is the music for the icy, snowy levels in Crash Bandicoot 2.
Oh, okay.
They're all snow puns, like Snow Problem and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's a good game.
Yeah, I think you should give yourself a little bit of credit with regards to positioning. You play Hammer, and if you're trying to hit Monster Face, you gotta know your positioning a little bit.
Yeah. Mostly I just kind of charge and run up to the monster and try and smack it in the face.
Yeah. I mean, Hammer doesn't have too much positioning to worry about, but, you know, you have to know when it's safe to go smack the face and run away.
Usually when it's on the ground twitching.
Well, I mean,
That's when you go for the Big Bang combo.
yeah. I'm all about
love
them
the Big
super
Bang.
pounds and...
Oh, yes! No, now whenever I do it, I have to go like, big combo!
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Hammer good.
I don't know, I feel like I see other players use, in older Monster Hunters, I see other players using face button attacks, and I wonder why they're doing that, because charging your hammer is on the shoulder button.
Oh. I don't know.
But in World, you know, you got the Big Bang combo, and I can understand some of the face button stuff now.
Yeah. I have not used Hammer outside of World, so I don't really know how it used to work.
Oh, it's less complicated. The easy, lazy way to go about it is what I did, and just only charge the hammer, only do super pounds. It's totally effective. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because I did fine with it. A lot of people like to talk about. There's one combo where you do 2 pounds and then like a golf swing, and I guess the golf swing is supposed to be really heavy hitting, but I don't know. I didn't like using that combo. I was all about just super pound forever and ever.
I've heard good things about Aerial Hammer in Generations and Generations Ultimate.
I don't recall if I ever did that. I think I did. I think I did Adept Hammer.
And Adept also works probably on pretty much anything.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
just imagining Rodeo Hammer. Sounds like a good combination.
Yeah. But
I mean, you heard Airborne Blender? Why not Airborne Hammer?
I mean, that's what you do in Iceborne, though.
Yeah, you do the Sonic spin?
You do the Sonic Spin Dash. You do a fucking the claw follow up after a super pound, and you turn into a flying, spinning hammer drill missile.
Oh, yeah, that's... Hammer is good.
Ah, fuck! I love the hammer.
I mean, same. I have to get better at incorporating the clutch claw with the hammer.
Oh,
That sounds fun.
it's so satisfying. I mean,
Sometime you should teach me.
maybe like 7 times out of 10 you'll be like lining yourself up for failure, but the other 3 times it's so good.
Worth it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have been sticking to the bug stick an awful lot in Iceborne. I admit this. I like my bug. But yeah, so that Pearl request was nothing to write home about, as expected.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all the time we have for today. For next update, we're gonna have to do multiplayer shenanigans, because, yeah. That's why nothing happened after we beat Shaggy Magala.
Right.
You gotta be rank 8 before you can get the urgent quest for rank 10 star. So have fun with that! Oh boy! We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.